How's it going, guys? It's your boy Stas here. Welcome back to another video. Got the coffee on deck right here. Cheers. I appreciate you all for tuning in as we have to go over the stock market and SoFi stock, which we're actually looking pretty good today across the board. Look, SoFi's back up 2% in the green today, and we have every index in the U.S. market except for the Dow in the green. The S&P's up 0.4%, QQQ's up 0.6%, the Russell's up roughly the same, 0.5, 0.6%, and the Dow's down about 0.3%, not much at all. So we have to go over SoFi, the charts, the indices, what I'm looking to do, guys. But first, hit that like button, make sure to subscribe, join the Patreon if you want to keep up with my portfolio updates, stocks I'm buying, what I'm looking to do throughout the week, right? You guys get access to that. Everything, the Discord plus more is on Patreon. Link down below. Also, it's in the comments, guys, if you want to join. No pressure, obviously. And now, let's dive into it. So again, we're up across the board here except for the Dow, and the metals are coming down. So safe haven assets are starting to come down a little bit. Silver's down almost 4%, so pretty sizable drawdown when it comes to silver. Gold's down 2%. VIX down a little bit, but still hovering around 20 points. And again, SoFi is rebounding. So SoFi now is trading at what, $29, just a hair under $29, and we're up over 2% on the day, and that's after yesterday's bloodbath. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. It was an absolute bloodbath. So we got down to what, $28.35 yesterday. We closed at that point. I think we were down 10-11% on the day, and this morning it actually got even worse. If you guys saw it, SoFi stock, we got down to about $26.50. So we went down another pretty much $2 in the pre-market. So we were down at one point another 7% this morning. But obviously that didn't hold. The red did not hold. We're up now 2%. We're popping ever since open. We popped, right? The market's been trading now we've been going for 2.5 hours, and we've been up for the entire day on SoFi. And we can see as we pull the layers back a little bit more, you're noticing as we saw that flush this morning down to about 26.50, we can see we maintained the low from last week. I think last Friday, we hit 25.60, 25, 25.26 range. So we then bounced all the way to $32 after that low last Friday. And again, the fact that we hit $32, or rather 25, 26 bucks this morning, we held it. Now we're bouncing. Very good sign for the bulls that this support level is holding. And on the 1 hour chart, you can see it even more, even better, right? 25.26 held, not just last week, right? But also a couple weeks ago in the end of October. So this spot is holding steady, and that's a very good sign. We can see on the 4 hour chart, same thing, right? We're making these subtle, very distinct, subtle higher lows, right? You're noticing these. They're kind of subtle, but also pretty clear to see. We can see we just put in another one, right? At $26, $27. Now we're bouncing. We're actually breaking through the 180 SMA with this move here on the 4 hour. We're now pushing towards the 50 moving average. So SoFi at this point, guys, is continuing the uptrend. You know, even with this sharp drawdown from 32 down to about 26, it's continuing the uptrend, and it kind of looks similar to what we got, last week. Last week we had a big drawdown from 32, 31, 30 to 31 really, down to about 25, 26. Then we got the sharp rebound. It's such a similar setup here. Big pop to 32, sharp pull down. Now we're getting the sharp rebound, the start of it, and if this momentum continues, guys, we could easily be right back to 30, 32. At the beginning of next week, right? Depending on, of course, what happens over the weekend, how the market looks and so forth. But that is the trajectory that SoFi is on. It's pretty clear what we're noticing on this 4-hour time frame, and I like it, right? I like it for a trade here. You know, it looks pretty good for an entry point for a swing trade. So, what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts. I might need to get some coffee. Cheers, by the way, guys. Yeah, interesting Friday. I would say it's a good Friday, considering, again, we have the indices all up except for the Dow. We can see if I pull those up quickly, then we'll break down some other stocks. QQQ's up about 0.6%. We're still, excuse me, guys, we're still in this wedge. You guys see that? Higher highs, or rather higher lows at the same time as lower highs. You're seeing that right here on QQQ. So we're essentially getting deeper into the wedge. Probably the same thing on SPY. So it all comes down to, you know, what direction we end up picking here in the very short term. It's like we're squeezing deeper and deeper into this wedge. Higher lows, lower highs. I have a feeling we're going to end up breaking out heading into the end of the year. I could be wrong. Maybe we're setting up for a collapse into the end of the year. But I've said this before. I'll say it again. The sell-off that we got, or that we're getting right now, is probably the sell-off that we were supposed to get in September or October, when the market historically is not the best. You know, September is actually the worst month historically for the stock market, and it ended up being a great month. September was a great month this year. October was a great month this year. So we were due for something like this. A drawdown, some volatility heading into the end of the year, and we're getting it. And I think it's not going to be, you know, for the rest of the year. I think it's going to be short-lived. I think, in fact, we're going to start bouncing into the second half of November, right? Into December. I think we're going to be looking good in the markets, but I could be wrong. Trade at your own risk, guys. Do what you got to do. Make your own moves based on your analysis. I just think we're heading higher in the end of the year. And again, the sell-off we're getting now is kind of what we were supposed to get maybe in September, right? But we never got it. You know, September was phenomenal. October was a little rocky, but ended up being great towards the end of the month. And now we're just seeing a pullback in November. I think it's setting us up nicely. So what do you guys think about that? I'm curious. Let me know in the comments. And by the way, smash that like button. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. So let's see here. What stocks are moving today? Of course, other than SoFi, the other, indices that we covered, right? So Nvidia's moving towards 190 today, which is good. We can see they're also in a wedge. Their earnings are on Wednesday coming up here, so very, very soon we're getting their earnings, and we can see here on Nvidia, guys, we're making higher lows, lower highs, so we're squeezing ourselves into that wedge, and now, as I'm not surprised, as I anticipated, we're seeing a little bit of a run into earnings, and I feel like this could accelerate Monday, Tuesday, into Wednesday on Nvidia. So I like the way we're setting up here. Looking pretty good. Not breaking out yet, but if we do take out, let's say 190, 192, this could start really moving from there. So I'm going to set my alert 192 on Nvidia. Toast is another one that I'm in. TOST. They reported great numbers about a week ago. That was last Wednesday, I think they reported numbers. And the stock today is up 2%, but you're going to notice it's been consolidating the last couple of months, really the last 1-2 months, right? 2 months, really. And that is a good sign, considering if you pull the 3-year, look at where it's consolidating at a nice higher low. The uptrend looks phenomenal. This looks like it wants to play out, potentially, breakout again, right? So it looks great to me, guys. Toast looks great to me. I think if we start pushing $40 plus, it's really going to start to move, but we just got to get out of this consolidation range, which we've been in for a little bit, about 2 months, between $35 to about $40, $39 a share. So I'm watching it. Well, I'm in it, I own the stock already, but I'm watching it to maybe buy more, right? So I'm going to set my alert at $40 on Toast. If that breaks, guys, I think momentum is going to pick up. So what do you guys think? I'll wrap it up here. I don't want to make this video too long. Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to join the Patreon. If you want to be a part of the Discord, see what I'm doing throughout the week in my portfolio, you get all the updates in real time, and you get more access to me one-on-one, the whole 9 yards, guys, is on Patreon. Link down below, pinned in the comments as well, or go to stassurfest.com/Patreon. And with that being said, cheers. I'll see you all in the next video.